Okay, we're starting Module 5, Lesson 1 today. And so these are bright green notes. That's what you have this year in 2022. So if you're listening to this a different year, you may have a different color. But for this year, we have bright green. It's going to make sure your name goes on it if it's not already. And we're going to get started. Number 1, Tyree's cat has a little litter of black and orange kittens. The tape diagram shows the number of each color of kittens in the litter, with each section representing one kitten. What are different ways that Tyree can complete the number of kittens? So what we're going to do is we're going to try to figure out some ratios. Ratios are just like fractions that we've already worked on this year, so we're kind of going to say ratios and fractions are the same thing. So some of you will be perfectly fine with this already, so just take your time with it. First, we're going to look at black kittens. Now, if I printed this off in black and white, these would be black and then these would be orange, but I did not. So we're going to count how many there are up here. So black kittens, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Orange kittens, there are 2. How many orange kittens are there? 2. Black, there are 4. We're going to write a comparison between the number of orange kittens and the number of black kittens, beginning with 4 each. So we are going to have to write a sentence here. So for each, and it starts with orange kittens here, so we're going to start for orange kittens here. For each orange kitten, there are 2 black kittens. And now let's look back at the math that I know that. So orange kittens, there are 2. Black kittens, there are 4. If I treat this like a fraction, so I could write it as 2 over 4, I'm going to simplify that down, and I get 1/2. So for every orange kitten, there are 2 black kittens. Let's look down here. We're looking right here. A ratio can be written in 3 ways. We can use the word 2 between it. We can use this colon, or we can write it as a fraction. So you're going to see it in a lot of different ways. Most of the time we're probably going to use it as a fraction because that helps us simplify it. A ratio can compare a part to a part to a whole, or the whole to a part. The quantities in a ratio are sometimes called terms. So this is what a ratio means, and right now a lot of you are thinking, I have no idea what that's going to mean, but we're going to go down through here, and by the time we're done with this lesson, you're going to understand. So we're going over here to Erin. Erin is making a quilt for a craft fair. The quilt is made with 4 different fabric colors, as shown in the picture. So if I put this out in color, this would have been blue, green, white, red, so that's what they stand for. And now we're going to do some ratio writing. Blue squares to right squares. So it asks for blue squares first, so we're going to count all of them that have B's on them. So I have 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 and 2 white squares. So we're going to write this all 3 ways. So 3, 2, and let's count how many W's there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So blue, there are 3, white, there are 5. So there's one way to write a ratio with the word 2 between it. Now if we look up here, another one has the 2 dots between it. So 3 colon 5. And then writing it as a fraction, so 3 over 5. Whatever it asks for first, that's what comes first. It asks for blue, so we're going to put blue first, then white. Finish the following sentence. For every 3, I'm just going to start the first, for every 3 blue squares, there are 5 white squares. And our first one with the kittens, we got to simplify because 2 over 4 can simplify down to 1/2, but 3/5 cannot simplify any further, so we're just going to leave it as is. Remember, if it's going too quick for you, you can always pause it and go back. Right now I can go at a pretty fast pace because there's no questions and it's just me going over. Okay, let's look at check understanding. So you're going to try this to see what you can do. And then you're going to start it. So check understanding. Describe in ratio language and with symbols. So we have to do both. The relationship between the number of tails and the number of legs on a dog. So there's no pictures here, but if we visualize a dog, number of tails, 1. Number of legs on a normal dog are 4. So in ratio language, for every tail on a dog, if you want to put 1 tail on a dog, you can, but if I just say tail on a dog, you know that's 1. There are 4 legs. So that's describing it in like ratio language. Now we have to do it with the symbol. So we're going to write it as a ratio. So tails are first. So I have 1, 2, 4. I have 1:4. And I have 1/4. Those are the 3 ways to write a ratio. And I did not have to simplify this one because 1/4 is simplified down as far as you can go. A recipe that can make 8 cups of limeade uses 2 cups of lime juice. Describe the related ratio 2 to 8 using ratio language. If I wanted to simplify this, you could have simplified it to 1:4. So we are going to write this out, and they want us, we're doing it 2 to 8. So if I look over here, 2 is the lime juice. So we're going to start with lime juice. So for every 2 cups of lime juice, there are 8 cups of limeade. So that's using ratio language. And then the next one says, does the ratio involve only parts, or does it involve a part and the whole? So only parts would be like 2 and 6, because 8 is the whole, because that's the entire amount of limeade. So it's representing a part and the whole. And that is all on this first video.